So Samsung just unveiled the new devices, the Z Fold7, the Z Flip7, the Z Flip FE, and the lineup of Galaxy Watch 8, which also includes the Galaxy Watch Ultra, which got such minor updates, but that's fine. So I'm gonna try and keep this video short as possible, and I'm gonna jump straight to the Z Fold7. And let's start with the thickness of this device. This device got a lot thinner from the Z Fold6, which is great. I don't understand what the obsession is with making phones slimmer. Usually, in my personal experience, even though I don't own a Fold or a Flip, and from obviously what I've seen, and the primary reason why I don't get a Flip or Fold, it's the battery life. Usually they tend to fall short on that, not just from the advertised battery life, also just in everyday use. Typically you would see these devices drain faster since their battery capacity tends to be smaller than ordinary slab phones. Moving on, there's a spec bump when it comes to the main camera of the Z Fold7. It's now going up to 200 megapixels. Do keep in mind, however, that this is not like the same camera from the S25 Ultra. When it comes to like the megapixel count, it is the same. However, feature-wise, it's not the same thing. It's sort of like the S25 Edge, so it's not quite like the top flagship, but it is quite up there when it comes to flagship cameras overall in the market. There's also an improvement in the NPU and CPU of the device. However, I'm looking more into the GPU, which is a very small increase in performance. 26, I think they said, % increase, which is fine. That's fine. It's not meant to be this generational leap thing. And also, very crucially, you should know this. If you use a Fold and an S Pen, no more S Pen support on the Z Fold7. So if you used to use the S Pen, Samsung just said, well, hey, your problem, not ours, and they just ditched it. I guess it's in an attempt to make the device thinner. Also, another deal breaker, same battery capacity since the Z Fold 3 from 2021. Yes, you heard that right. It's the same battery capacity from like 4 years ago. I don't know what these guys are doing. I don't know what kind of dark magic they're gonna pull. Maybe they're gonna use AI to try and improve battery life. You know, you can't just magically get more battery life out of thin air. And I hope Samsung knows that. And yeah, we really need to see a spec bump when it comes to battery capacity in the future. This is ridiculous. 4 years of the same battery capacity, and no, the Z Flip got an increase instead on the battery capacity. It's a minor increase, but it is something. So the Z Fold7, it's still stuck on that 4400 milliamp hour battery capacity. And I also want to mention that the outside screen is a little bit wider than the previous Z Fold, which is good. It makes it more usable. And when this device launches, it'll launch with One UI 8. Well done. I mean, I had to wait like a month to get One UI 7. It feels like One UI 7 just, walked in through the door and right behind was One UI 8. So yeah, let's move on to the Z Flip 7 now. So just like the Z Fold 7, it is slimmer, which, woohoo! The outside cameras are also, at least the main camera is getting a spec bump to 50 megapixels. So that's good. Again, not quite as premium as flagship phones, but it is still an improvement. The outside screen of the Z Flip 7 also gets a spec bump, and it goes up from 60 to 120 Hertz, which means the refresh rate of the outside screen is just as fluid as the one on the inside, or the big screen on the phone. And of course, it'll launch with One UI 8. And I also mentioned that the battery got an upgrade, and yes, this goes from, let me have a look. So it goes from a 4000 milliamp hour battery capacity on the Z Flip 6, and it goes on to a 4174 milliamp hour battery capacity, which is a pretty major improvement considering the device obviously got thinner. I'm kind of concerned that the Z Flip 7 is not that far away from having the same battery capacity as the Z Fold 7. And I'll briefly mention the Z Flip FE. The FE variant of the Flip is gonna have some spec bumps from, say, like the previous generation of the Flips, but it's gonna have like the older processor and so on. Some specs that will change, like the camera, and yeah, they briefly mentioned it. That's how important this one's gonna be. Like they just mentioned it for like just so you know that it exists, and they were like, bye. So yeah, we'll just do the same. We won't pay attention to that one. Okay, so what I'm actually really excited about, the Galaxy Watch 8. And they have, in my opinion, it is a chef's kiss when it comes to the design. The Classic, gorgeous. looks similar to the Galaxy Watch Ultra, like this one, and that is okay. I actually enjoy and absolutely love the design of the Galaxy Watch Ultra. I know that's a very unpopular opinion, but you know, hey, that's why I have it, because I like it, and you don't, because you don't like it. So I absolutely love this new design. It's very heavily inspired by the Galaxy Watch Ultra, which is fine, because Samsung, you need to make your designs consistent. It feels like every time they release a new watch, it looks completely different from the previous one. It gives me the same Mortal Kombat vibes, where you go from one Mortal Kombat game to the next one and the characters look completely different. And it's like, who the heck is that? But you don't know that because they look so different. And it's like, it's almost like they even changed ethnicities. It's like, holy hecka. Yeah, I love that they're all consistent this time. I was so waiting for this for so long, and it had to change, and they finally did it. And seeing these devices now be designed and inspired by the same design of the Galaxy Watch Ultra, oh, it's just, oh, fantastic. It is a dream come true for me. These new watches also have a spec bump when it comes to the brightness, so they're going up all the way to 3000 nits, which is good. Also, I just want to say that these new watches and the Galaxy Watch Ultra, so if you have one, yes, it will support this, is that they will have a vascular load, and they also will have an antioxidant index. Anyway, I'll just finish off by saying that these are going to be pretty good devices. I'm really excited for the Galaxy Watch 8. I do have a Galaxy Watch Ultra, so there's no reason for me to get a new watch, since, well, they're kind of like the same thing. But yeah, the Z Fold, when it comes to thickness, big improvement. The camera improvement. The One UI 8, once it releases, will be a pretty good improvement, I hope. And let's see how well these devices work once they're launched. But yeah, that is everything from the Unpacked event. That's all the devices. We'll just leave it there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.